OK, well, let's hear from him now, shall we? Here is Frank Lampard.
Frank, congratulations. You got the result you needed. What did you think of the performance which achieved it?
It was okay. No, it was okay. Listen, I shouldn't baby joke, because at this stage of the season, as we've seen in the last 48 hours, results are critical, and we didn't concede any chances of big note for them to let them score a goal. We created a few ourselves. We get our one goal. Maybe we could do more. We can be a bit better with our quality. You know, it was okay, and professional would be probably a word. I want more, but that can wait. I think we're where we're at the moment as a team, and the position we're at in the table, 3 points is everything tonight.
What did you want more of tonight? Because until Giroud scored, you did cut a somewhat frustrated figure on the touchline there at times.
Yeah, because I live it, and I want a bit more quality. I believe in the group having more quality than what we showed in those early stages. We need to move the ball quicker. Not take time, not take touches, allow a team to be compact. We have to move them more, move more mobile in how we play our rotations. We did it, to be fair, against Watford here in our last home game, and we did it really well, and we've done it at parts of the season. But if we want to really move on, talking longer term, then it can be better. But as I say, I don't want to be too critical after 3 points at this stage. It's not easy. There's a nervy feeling for understandable reasons, so I'm pleased.
It didn't look for a long while it was going to be Olivier's night tonight, did it? What credit does he deserve for just keep plugging away there?
Well, he's always going to give you that. He's always going to give you that desire to keep getting in there and give for the team. And yeah, I know he had a fair few chances, half chances, whatever they were tonight in that sort of central area, and that's why we have to try and, when Ollie's in the team, you use his attributes. You try and cross the ball and stick it in the box. It's a great cross from Christian for Olivier's goal. He's a big character for us, and he's scored important goals at the minute, so it's good.
Talking of which, I mean, if you cast your mind back to January, it did look to many people as if he might be on his way. What credit does he deserve for the contribution he's made since the restart at this business end of the campaign?
Yeah, a lot, and just before the lockdown, he came in and was part of a couple of big results, and that's probably credit that he was due anyway. He's never given me a problem. He's always trained brilliantly, and you know, when Tammy was really playing very well earlier in the season and regularly staying in the team, professionalism was always good. I told him in January I wanted him to stay, and he was fantastic how he handled that, and then he's continued to do that in the way he trains and in the way he plays is important for us.
Perhaps not the greatest performance, as you say, tonight. A little bit nervy, but how pleased with you, the attitude, the application, which we spoke of going into the game?
I was pleased with that. We were pretty sure, as I say, we didn't really give them anything to worry us, and I thought the attitude towards the end of the game, we had about 10 or 15 minutes in the second half. I didn't like it. We went a bit slow. We gave a few balls away, and it was almost like we were inviting them back in the game, and that bit I didn't like. But after that, we got it back a little bit, moved the ball, counter-attacks were not really happening for them. So there was a bit more personality in our game today. Again, I think we can still improve.
4 points ahead of fifth place with Liverpool and Wolves still to play. How do you assess the position you've put yourselves in tonight?
Well, it's tough. It's a tough one to call. It's hard. You know, we know our fixtures are hard. So is everybody else's, really. You know, this is the Premier League, and it's not easy. So I think, rather than give you a sort of pointless answer, we take our 3 points, we worry about ourselves. We can sort of sit down and watch the other teams play this week now and have the FA Cup as our focus for this weekend. But there's obviously still work to do.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
The all-important goal, and while it wasn't the most convincing of score lines, Dion, will that really bother Frank Lampard?
Not now, it won't. He's got the points that he needs to nick that third spot. He wanted more energy. He want better quality. He want the game to be quicker. And he want his players to affect the game a little bit more. They did it okay tonight, but it wasn't about flair players doing all the nice things and defenders being great. It was just about 3 points, and he's got it tonight, and he'll be happy with it. He'll still want more, though. Still demand more.
And you both welcomed the reinstatement of Olivier Giroud to the starting 11, and he ultimately proved the match winner in the end.
Well, he's not the quickest player. He's not the most technical, but what he gives you every time he plays, he gives you his best, doesn't he? You know, and I think that is enough for Frank. You know, Frank wasn't the quickest, he wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the most skillful, but he's the greatest goal-scoring midfielder ever in the Premier League. So, and I think that's what Frank wants. If you do the job, you'll play you. And you think about all those players that Chelsea have, a lot of great players, individual talent. Show up and put this Norwich team away. I mean, that Norwich team didn't even have a shot on target. They barely, without a whimper. So Chelsea really, with high intensity, should have put this team away.
Well, in the end, it could prove to be a priceless 3 points for Chelsea. So let's hear from the man who made all the difference. Here is Olivier Giroud.
Olivier, congratulations. You got the result you needed tonight, but was it a case of having to be patient and to grind this result out?
Yeah, definitely. As you say, we needed to be patient, to play our game, to move the ball quick against a team who play very with a deep block. We created at the end of the day a lot of chances, but it was important to score before the half time. And we were very pleased with that. But we should have scored more goals. We had a lot of possession. But I think the team was a bit under pressure also, because we know that we needed that win definitely. So we're happy.
Your goal made the difference in the end, but for a while, did you think it might not be your night?
Say again?
Your goal made the difference, you scored the winner, but for a while during this game, did you think this might not be your night with the chances in the first half?
It was. I miss some things sometimes I didn't miss usually, and maybe after I lost a bit, a lack of confidence maybe, and but my desire to score was even more bigger. So, just try to stay focused. And on the great cross of Christian, I just anticipate well, and I scored this header. So always believe, always working hard, and that's one of my motto. And I'm very pleased with that goal tonight to help the team to win this game.
When you did score, we saw an interesting celebration. You appeared to be writing something. Tell us a bit more about that. What was that about?
No, I just I play Scrabble with N'Golo Kante, and
was that in his? Were you aiming the celebration at him in the seats?
Yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. What was the mindset of the team going into tonight after Saturday?
As I told you, we really wanted to bounce back. We play a good team, Sheffield, and they play their game very well, and they've been so efficient in front of the goal. We've done mistakes, obviously, and we just try to not to do it again, the focus, I think the determination to do well tonight was very high. Focus was the team cohesion was good. The most important was the 3 points, to be honest with you, and we feel relief now.
Olivier, well done tonight.
Thank you.
Well, from a current Chelsea striker to a former one, I'm delighted to say now here on Matchday Live. Jimmy, great to see you as always. Now, I'm not quite sure whether you use Scrabble in any of your goal celebrations, but what did you make then of Chelsea's performance this evening?
I didn't use Scrabble, but it looked a little bit nervy at times, what is normal, because after the 3-0 loss away, the team was nervous. They knew that they had to win. They had to get the 3 points. And then it becomes just playing for the result. Look what happened yesterday with Man United at the last minute.
Yeah.
And also they could become in the top 4. So it's not that easy. It's not that simple. Even though on paper you think Chelsea should win 4-5-0. But they got the job done, and that's the most important thing. Got the job done, 3 points, and up to the next one.
Yeah, and how big a win is that for your former club?
I think it's a massive win. I think it's, especially, as I said, after the 3-0 loss against Sheffield United, where they played really, really bad, where they deserved actually absolutely nothing out of the game. It was always going to be a difficult game today, because you're coming from a bad loss. And mentally, you have been hit. So, and then also in the beginning, it's not going as fluent as you can play against a very difficult Norwich side, and scoring at the last minute, it's a big relief.
Jimmy, where do Frank and Chelsea need to improve? They want to mix it with the big boys, and they want to be in the Champions League year after year. Where do they need to improve for you?
Well, if you look at the team, Frank has done with what they have got and how he's came in, Frank has done absolutely brilliant. But if you're going to analyze them really, really well, you know, they're in the top 4. They've had 49 goals against. That is way, way, way too much. If you're going to want to compete with the big boys, that has to get better significantly. You know, if you would have asked him, I think that's the department that he is really disappointed about. And if you see the type of goals that are going in, those are easy to defend. You know, those you should defend if you are a top 4 or you're going for the league. You know, those kind of goals you should easily know how to deal with.
Well, Jimmy, some of the big boys are coming up, aren't they? They got Liverpool, they got Man United in the FA Cup semi-final, they got Bayern Munich. Do you think Frank will use those games as a gauge of, you know, how to invest a bit more in the summer?
I think they have to improve. They have to improve in the squad. You know, last year they couldn't get new talent in. What has helped the younger ones, but to make the younger ones better, you need to improve the squad with really good players who are improving a squad, players who are better. I think he will use the Bayern Munich game as have we come closer to them? Have we closed that gap a little bit? And also against Liverpool, you know, why is Liverpool so good? What has Liverpool got that Chelsea hasn't got? And I think obviously he needs a result against Liverpool, but I think he will use those kind of games to see where they are, you know, as a team.
I also want to talk about future signings with you, Jimmy, but let's just cast our eye back to Olivier Giroud's winning goal ultimately earlier this evening. It was very typical of Giroud in many respects, wasn't it?
Well, typically, Giroud, one thing he is very good at is his movement. If you see he's with his defender, but then out of a sudden, you know, he's gone. You know, Dion Dublin has done those kind of movements all his career, and it is a feeling, and he has got that feeling where the ball is going to go. At the moment, it's not really working for Abraham, and Giroud is picking up the pieces, and he's been also important for Chelsea. It's a 1-0, and there is where strikers are. The top strikers are vital. It's the 1-0s, it's the 1-1s, it's the 2-1s, and this year he's done exceptionally well for Chelsea.
Jimmy, he's so clever, isn't it? He's so reliable as well. I think that's why Frank's probably playing him over Tammy now. He does hold the ball up well. He allows his team to get out, whereas Tammy likes to play in behind.
Yeah.
Two different players, but Olivier's more secure, isn't he?
Two different players. What Abraham has to learn and have to look at him, he brings other players play better, Giroud. For me, yes, he needs to score more goals. At times he can be a little bit more selfish, but what he does and what he brings to the team is an outlet. And that outlet is majority of the time very secure. And with Abraham at times, especially in this last few matches, it's been a little bit erratic. In the beginning of the season, he's been brilliant, and it's normal because it's his first really year for Chelsea at a high level. You know, there always was going to be a difficult time, you know, a difficult spell for him, and that's what he's having now. But Giroud has been absolutely magnificent. He's been a breath of fresh air.
Actually, Dion, he did say that in his interview about how he felt it might well have been one of those days, the chances that fell Chelsea's way, particularly himself. Obviously, he didn't put any of them away at the time, but patience, how hard is it to kind of keep your temperament as a striker when the ball's not falling your way in front of goal?
Yeah, it can be difficult. You see Harry Kane at the moment, he's not getting his chance at the moment, so he's going deeper and deeper. Olivier Giroud won't do that. He'll stay as a centre forward, he'll stay in those pockets, he'll keep getting in the areas. Myself and Jimmy would do it all the time, you know, stay in the box, get yourself into areas where the ball should be coming into you. If the ball doesn't come in, then you can moan, but stay in those goal scoring positions. Olivier Giroud does it very, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, that must be hard as a centre forward. I mean, you guys know that when Chelsea have 80% possession and the ball's not actually getting in the box, when you're making that run, you look at all those ball players, everybody wants the ball to feet. You guys are probably screaming, "Get it in the box! I want to score a goal."
Listen, I've played against Jimmy. I've played against Jimmy so many times. I've heard him moan. I've heard him moan so much. Get the ball in the. I've marked him. We've had battles, and I've heard him moan. Cross it. Give me the ball.
Yeah.
But you got to, Jimmy. You got to demand, Jimmy, haven't you?
You have to demand. The thing is, if you overplay, that space is gone if you overplay. But if you at times be a little bit more quicker, you have that little yard. What is enough to get that little space and to put your big toe or your head against it or whatever. It's that timing and yeah. You want your wide players or your midfielders to look to the striker as quickly as possible. And in my time, I never used to mow.
He had to get that in, didn't he? Jimmy, listen, that one thing I wanted to talk about transfers, just throwing ahead to the future, because clearly today's clean sheet will be most welcome for